Um, Happy Halloween to everyone. This is my favorite time of year, so I'm super excited. I wanted to give you a couple of tricks and tips and also take some questions and answers in regards to Sweet Assist today. I've done quite a few trainings on Sweet Assist, so if you've missed some of those, you can find those on Sweet Assist and go back and watch them. But I kind of want to do a one-on-one 101 Sweet Assist basic question answer type of situation. Kind of go back to the basics because we've made some changes to Sweet Assist to make things a lot easier for everyone. So those who are under Swell Realty, you may recall you had to change your status from active to pending in order to load all the other blocks that were required when you got a contract on your listing. And that is no longer the case. We've removed that feature. So just upload all your documents. You don't have to worry about changing the status, which is very helpful because that was tripping up a lot of Swell Realty, non-realtor side agents. Swell Real Estate never actually made that change. So you guys are just trucking along like normal. So just to go back just a bit, when you first create your transaction into Sweet Assist, you want to be sure that you're paying attention to whether you represent the buyer, the seller, and where you click, whether you're HRVA, Hampton Roads, you're the realtor side, the non-realtor side, whether there is um, a POA, condo association, all of those things that pop up, whether or not lead-based paint, whether your buyer is unrepresented, that sort of thing. You want to make sure you click on all the right blocks when you first get ready to create your transaction so that you'll have all of the documents necessary for your transaction. So you'll have all the blocks there. So if you have a POA or a condo, make sure you click that. Make sure you're uploading the request for condo and POA and also the receipt. So if you have one, you need you need to have the other. When you guys get your commissions in or you have a transaction into Sweet Assist, I am normally the one that will review it so that we can process payment of your commission. I'm a bit of a stickler. I guess most of you probably already know that. Like to have all of the T's crossed and I's dotted because we want to be sure that you're DPOR compliant in case a SWOL is audited by DPOR or even by RAIN. So that being the case, if you, one of the things I find most when I am looking at a transaction, everybody knows some blocks say optional. That doesn't mean that it's optional for you to load it or not load it. It means whether or not that pertains to your transaction. For instance, if you get a contract on a listing or you write an offer, you have a contract, and you're not requiring a home inspection, you may not have a PICA, the PICA. You may not have that. So that is optional for your transaction. It's not required. But if you, in your contract, in your offer, check the box that you have that your client desires a home inspection, then you need to upload the PICA. If you have a PICA, you must have a PICRA, even if it's for information purposes only. So that's to kind of close that, that section out. So you want to make sure you have the PICA and the PICRA. If you do not have them both, I will come back to you and say, hey, I see your PICA, I don't see your PICRA. Some of you say, oh, it wasn't required. It says optional, I don't have to upload it. You absolutely have to upload it. It's whether or not it pertains to your transaction. So if it pertains to your transaction, that document needs to be uploaded. For example, the ACUs, not all cities require ACUs. That's why it says optional. But if it's a city, if you're listing or you are purchasing, your client is purchasing in a city that requires it, it is not an optional. It's not optional. It does pertain to your transaction. So does that all make sense to everyone? Because I get a lot of that. Oh, it says optional, and that's not necessarily. Give me just a second. Let me let these folks in. Okay, I think I got everybody in. Okay, so That's like the basics. Again, when you are on your details screen in SuiteAssist, that's the very first screen that you come to. Anything with a red asterisk must be completed in order to submit for closing. That is also the case on the contacts tab of SuiteAssist. You have to have the lender, the closing agent, your closing agent, and if you don't have a lender, just put NA or cash or whatever, but you need to have that there in order to close out. Before I move on with any SuiteAssist 101, does anyone have any questions so far in regards to what I kind of chatted about?
I
You
have a
can just
million
jump.
questions, and it's my first time on here. So just be mindful you're talking to somebody who never touched
No problem.
that system.
No,
So just that.
no problem. You'll probably ask questions that everybody wants to ask. Some people they can be a little bit shy. So ask away. So I'll have a question and answer session after each time we talk about little things. So I'd like to move on from the details tab, the contacts tab, and then you have your documents tab. When you're doing your documents tab, if you have a listing and you've added your standard listing agreement, which everyone, if you've watched Barry's new video, you'll have 5 days starting tomorrow. Tomorrow's November 1st. You'll have 5 days to upload your information into SuiteAssist. So let's say you have the listing side. You upload your standard listing agreement, your SAER, your ACUs, DPOR, and LID, for example. And they're all signed by the seller because that's all you have right now. When you receive a contract, you need to make sure you upload the buyer side portion. So you can drop it right in the same block as the listing side, or there's a new block that says buyer sign DPOR, PICRA, and ACUs. You can just drop it all in that one box. And if push comes to shove and you don't know where to put a document, that tab that says additional documents, you can put it there. If maybe a block is missing, you're like, hey, I do a chapter 7, the summary of our buyers and sellers. That's not something that we require, but maybe you do that. You can either create a new tab for that, or you can just put it in the additional documents. If it's in the additional documents, if you've uploaded it and assigned it to a block, I will find it. It doesn't matter to me so much that it's perfectly in the right block, whether or not you put it in the buyer side block that says DPOR, or you upload it with the listing documents. If it's there, I will find it. When we talk about uploading, let's say all of your documents are in one file and you're uploading the bulk. Most of you have experience uploading bulk documents. When you upload your bulk documents, you hit the assign pages. On the left side of your screen, you're going to have the blocks. At that time, whatever you're assigning, for instance, your ratified contract, you say your ratified contract came with your ratified contract, the 17 pages that go there, plus your DPOR, ACUs, your agent sent it back all in one block. When you click on your purchase agreement, ratified contract, you're going to only click on those 17 pages or 16 pages that belong to that tab, if that makes sense. The DPOR and all the other things, you're going to click to the next tab and you're going to click on that one page for DPOR. It will load in that block. If you upload bulk documents and you do not assign it, I don't see it. So I can only assume that it's not there. I don't go hunting for it in your assigned documents because you have a bulk load of documents there, and maybe it says you assign 29 out of 32. Then I have to go through each page. So I will say to you, hey, I don't see the ACUs, for example, and you're like, oh, I uploaded it. Make sure you assign it to a block. So I will stop for questions about that because that trips up a lot of agents, the assigning documents. Does anyone have any questions in regards to that? I can answer your questions there. Okay, so we're all, go ahead.
So it's not in particular to what you just talked about. So right now I'm working on a deal. It's going to be my first one with you guys. So I'm used to sending it to a team we used to have, and do the screening, making sure the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. You talking about make sure we compliance, but it looked like we upload all our files after we load them into Wayne. Is that wrong, or do we upload it to SuiteAssist first for you guys to take a look at it?
No, you're going to upload your completed documents into SuiteAssist.
Okay.
So if you have your documents in your transaction desk, you're going to upload all of your completed transactions into your completed documents into SuiteAssist. Swell's motto, a lot of people come from companies that had an admin that, you know, like scanned over all of their paperwork, but most of those companies also took 10%, 20% of your commission. That's how they pay those people to do those things. With Swell, you get 100% of your commission, and you're still sort of getting that DPOR compliance admin person, but you are very much on your own and making sure that you have all your T's crossed and I's dotted. And I'm going to be reviewing your documents, so I will let you know. SuiteAssist, I see your question in the chat. Give me just a second. I'll get to that one. You also have the option, Swell offers you a lot of different options, like Swell Transacts, which is the new thing now, where if you choose SuiteAssist is not your thing, you're working on other items, you need to focus on getting the next contract or getting your buyers out there, then Swell Transacts may be what's good for you. Just the SuiteAssist uploads. Maybe you don't need help with actually completing your documents. You just want someone to upload your documents in SuiteAssist, make sure they all go in the right blocks, make sure everything is there. So when it closes, it's closed. You don't have to worry about that. Sweat off your back. That's $150 and not 10% or 20% of your commission. So those are Swell Transacts gives you a wide variety of options to choose from that don't cost you a large percentage of your commission, and you're getting that that admin. I am a licensed realtor myself. I'm not just an admin, and I own a transaction coordinating business. So that's what I do. Let me look at your chat question. It's giving me something strange here. Let's see. I have so many questions, but is this Justin? Is that your chat? I have so many questions,
Yeah,
but
I didn't want to. I mean, I'm probably unique in that I'm both very new to both real estate and Swell. By only have my license for 2 months now, so I might need probably a little more different training to help get me to where I am now.
Okay.
With what you guys are working on, and so I'll do my best to digest what you're doing now, and then maybe incorporating like a side conversation with you on how to best incorporate what I'm doing or the expectations and what I'm doing with my buyers, and how to then utilize SuiteAssist, SuiteTransact. Because right now I'm just doing everything in the MLS transaction desk systems today.
Okay, no problem. I'll be happy to help you with that. You may only need Swell Transacts a few times, and then you catch on and you do it yourself. Other agents, and I want to say thank you to all the agents who have used Swell Transact. They just, they sign up and then they move on with their next deal. So whatever it takes to customize your business to what you need it to be, that's what we're here to do. Does anyone have any congratulations on getting your license? 2 months. Well, welcome to the welcome to the crazy. Does anyone else have any questions so far?
I do. It's Marsha.
Hi, Marsha.
Hi, hun. Hey, so I'm sure I won't be the only one that this happens to, but as I was downloading, some of my forms, I accidentally, not realizing I had to be clicked properly on the the one it goes into, like if it's a DPOR, I accidentally clicked on something else and put it in that box, box. So is there a way for us to fix that, or do you have to fix that?
You can unassign a document. So you can click on that block. Let's say you accidentally put the DPOR in the ACUS blocks. Under your bulk doc bulk upload, you're going to click on the, and I would share my screen, but I think I have someone's transaction up right now, and I don't want to bring that up. So you would click on the box on the left side, and you're going to unassign it. You're going to click on that box that says DPOR because your ACUS is there or whatever, the wrong document.
Right.
And you're going to ask if you want to unassign it. And you can just unassign it from there and assign the proper document that needs to that block. If you just can't figure that out, just if it's there, I'll find it. Put it in additional documents. If it's there, I'll find it. So you don't have to be such a stickler on, I've got to have it right in the right box. If the DPOR is accidentally in the ACUS, but then I see the ACUS and the DPOR, good. All I care about is that the documents are there. And I usually look through them all first before I call you and say you're missing this. So I'm not going to call you. If it's there, I'm not going to call you and say, hey, you put it in the wrong block. We're not doing that. Just long as the items are there. But keep in mind, Marcia, that if you have it in bulk uploads and you have not assigned it to a block, I don't see it. So I will call you and say, hey, I don't see your ACUS. You may say it's in the bulk uploads, but you've got to assign it to the block because I can't go in and chase down where it might be in that bulk upload, if that makes sense.
Okay. And the other question I had, I did the bulk uploads, but how do I upload just a single thing? I can't figure out where it's at.
That's no problem. What you're going to do, that's going to be under your documents tab. So you're going to be under your documents tab, and you don't have to go to bulk upload. Let's say your purchase agreement is what you need to upload, and you just have that single file that you want to put in there. All you do is click on the block that says ratified or purchase agreement. There's 3 little dots there, and it'll say upload, and you just hit upload and go get it from wherever you have it, and it'll circle until it's uploaded there and you can see it. That one's pretty easy. But you and I can talk one-on-one. We, talk about that. We'll talk one-on-one and we'll get through that.
Right. Okay,
but yeah, it's real easy. You don't have to be under bulk upload to do that, to make your life easier.
Yeah,
I
figured there was a way to just upload one document,
Yeah.
Because this is the big question on this 5-day time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so say we have a sale or even a listing. Okay, so we have 5 days from the time we get that one piece of paper, say it's just one thing that we need, that we just keep uploading stuff to the whole deal, and then we let you know when you need to look at something, or how does the timing go on the 5-day thing?
Okay, so let's say you get a ratified contract. Your ratified contract is dated today. So you'll have 5 days from today to get your ratified contract into the file, maybe your ACUS and DPOR. I don't expect you to have your PICRA, or Barry doesn't expect you, or Julie doesn't expect you to have your DPOR, your PICA, your PICRA, and all those things uploaded because you don't have them yet. So,
right.
But the goal of the 5 days is to kind of alleviate or to cut out the waiting to the very last minute. So let's say I've got your commission in, and what's happening with a lot of agents, I get your commission, I go to your file, and there's 1 or 2 documents uploaded, but you've got a $15,000 commission sitting there. So now you're rushing to get everything in, you dump everything in, and then I look at it and your data input sheet isn't signed, or your mission an initial on this page, or your DPOR is the listing side and not the buyer side. Now I'm holding your commission because I can't send it for processing if all the documents are in. So if you get the main documents in within your first 5 days, and you get in the habit of uploading things as you get them, then when commissions come in, you don't have to worry about me calling you 100 times, because you have more time to spend reviewing your document or getting the necessary documents in. And again, some people don't want to do that. They don't want to babysit it. You have the option again of Swell Transacts, and I'll do it for you myself. and up in Richmond, we'll do it. We'll do that for you. We'll babysit it for you. If you have an offer, if you have a contract and let's say it's day 3 and you're like, oh, I don't have time to upload this, and you decide to go to Swell Transacts, hey, I need this uploaded, I'm going to take advantage of just SweetAssist Upload, then you will not be charged, or you won't have to worry about that fine as long as you get it to me within that 5-day time frame. Does that make sense?
It does. And how do we pay you directly, or does the company charge us and then they pay you?
The company, everything will be done through SweetAssist. So when the file closes, if you're using just SweetAssist Upload, it will, at the end of your transaction is when whatever card you have on file will be charged. And you do have the option of saying, hey, don't charge that card, charge this one. Because some people just have maybe a small card on file that they use for that $20 payment. So, and the company will take care of me. You don't have to pay me directly.
Perfect. Okay.
So that is that option. Now, just keep in mind, I just want a disclaimer. If let's say you have a contract and it falls through at some point, there is a standard fee if Swell Transacts has done the work of $100. So just know that that's there. That doesn't happen very often. When I do it as a TC outside of Swell, I charge more than $100. So Barry has definitely tried to make this fair, easy for you guys, and of course, still allowing you to keep your commission and not having to pay 20% just so you can have an admin. Does anyone else have any? Did I answer all your questions, Marcia?
You sure did.
Awesome. Awesome. Does anyone else have any questions? You can jump right in.
Yes, ma'am. So for the new guys in the room, so I just want to make sure I follow I'm trying to get not the timeline, but the process. So right now, my client is finished signing all the paperwork from TransactDeck from Instanet. When I get those files, I download those files and I will upload them to SweetAssist before I go live.
No, you can wait till you go live. That's fine. It's not quite that technical. Like you got to do it right before you go live. If once you go live, your live date is in there. So let's say your live date is actually 5 days from now. Because some agents have their listing agreements signed earlier. Once you go live, you can put your documents into SweetAssist once you go live. That's perfectly fine. The 5-day rule is not to micromanage, is to make it easier for you guys. So I'm not going to look at it and say, oh, well, they signed it on the 31st. I know your live date was this date, but you didn't put it in 5 days after signature. It's not quite that picky. You know what I mean? Yes.
So now, when we upload it to SweetAssist, how much time it takes for you to give us a thumbs up? We have everything we need thus far in the process.
What you mean? So I'm not sure I understand your question. So
I get the files from Instanet that my client signs. I upload what I have so far because that's where I am in the transaction.
Okay.
Then when you guys review that file and you say that I'm missing or I'm not missing anything, how long does it take?
Time for like once I check it?
Yes.
That hasn't really been determined. It might be 48 hours, might be 72 hours. If I see that you've uploaded, it'll alert me to say, Andy, is that your name? I'm sorry.
Yes,
it'll say Andy has created a new transaction. So I've done processing all my stuff for today, and I go in and just, hey, let me look and make sure Andy has everything. And if he's missing something, I can say, hey, Andy, you're missing this document or whatever the case may be. So it could be right after you create. It could be 48 hours. It could be set. You won't hear from me if you have everything there. So you won't hear anything from me at all if everything's there. Let's say you upload your listing agreement and your SAER, but you don't have your DPOR. You don't have your DPOR there. Okay, and your file closes, but you have that one uploaded. I may have looked at it and said, okay, well, he's got a standard listing agreement. He's got his SAER. I may call you and say, hey, don't forget to upload, or send you an email. Don't forget to upload your DPOR. I'm not going to go back and micromanage you to say, hey, I told you to upload the DPOR like 2 days ago. It's not quite that technical. It is really to make your life easier, not to have me, falling down, or Barry falling down behind you.
No, you're good. The last thing is on
Yes.
the listing requirement, I see it
Yes.
says MLS listing. I have to upload that,
Yes.
which means I
So-
have to upload it to Instanet to get that MLS listing. And I was trying, in my head, I'm trying to make sure I upload it to Suite Assist first, get a thumbs up, then I go live, then get an MLS.
That's fine, and maybe you upload your stuff before you go live, and your MLS listing gets uploaded several days later. That's perfectly fine. It's again, not to micromanage you, to trying to get you in the mode of putting your stuff in as you go along, instead of when your commission comes in. Now I'm under pressure to get you paid. I'm pressuring you to get your documents, and you want to get your money. Swell wants to get paid, and it gets hectic. So if you get in the mode of uploading, or you decide to use Swell Transacts and you don't want to deal with it, at least, we're not waiting to the last minute. And as a licensed realtor, I understand it, because I do it on my own transactions. My very own, I wait to the last minute, and it's like, oh man, I want to go on vacation next week and I need my commission, but I've only uploaded the MLS. I got all this other stuff to upload. I got to go find it in my emails. I got to find it on Transaction Desk. It's a pain. So if you get in the habit of kind of doing it as you go along, kind of makes life a little bit easier. Does anyone else have any more questions? This is a great back and forth. Does anyone else have any additional questions? Just jump right in.
My only comment about doing the bulk upload, Shauna, is it's hard to see. You've got 40 pages down at the bottom to figure out which one is which and how yeah. Personally, I've just found it easier to upload one at a time. At least I know what it is and where it goes. Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you, Bruce. Let me tell you, I have used this thing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So I know what you mean. So you are not alone. So what I do when I have to upload a bulk upload, what I do is I look at it before I upload it. So let's say I have the ratified contract, and I have the PICA and the DPOR, I have that all in one file. So I look at it and I make a note to myself what's in that file. I know the first 16 pages or 17 pages are the ratified contract, so I only click on. That's my way of doing that. I don't know if there is a better way, but I will, next time we have an office meeting, which is weekly, I will ask Wendy, can we make the font bigger for those of us 50 and above? Because yeah, if I don't have this sometimes and I haven't looked at it, I'm like, what is that?
Old guys like me need a 75-inch monitor, you know what I mean?
I have two really big ones up here you can't see, but I have 3 monitors I work off of, so yeah, I totally get what you mean. And I will inquire, and during my next training, if I have more feedback on that, I'll let you know.
Okay, it's just a point. And
Yeah,
so
no, I
some of
totally
the-
get it. Yes.
some of the new guys might think about that if that gets confusing, just do the
Yeah.
one at a time.
Especially if you click on the wrong one or click on it out of order.
Mhm.
Yeah, been there. Yeah. And even if you click on it out of order, believe me, I've seen some crazy stuff. I just figure it out. That's if it's all there, I'll figure it out. So does anyone else have anything else?
Is she still working on getting it where, like my very first one that I just did, I've uploaded a whole bunch of pages that are no good because the signatures weren't on these particular ones. I have them all with signatures. So she's still working on getting how we can figure it out, because it's a pain to go through a big list on being it, so we can delete the page.
Delete them.
Yeah.
I will ask. I don't think that is an option, because I think even Wendy herself would love to see that deletion. Even I would like to see that. but I will ask about that again. So I will make note after our recording here, and I'll get more information on those in my next training. I'll make sure I will bring that up. And of course, if I speak to you guys and you have that question for me, hopefully I'll have some feedback
Great.
on that. Okay, so just to continue, just a few other things I just wanted to I wanted to mention about Suite Assist and when you're uploading your documents. The tab that says CDA. Everybody knows the tabs up top, your details, contacts, CDA. No need for agents to mess with the CDA tab. That's where the office comes in to close out your file and to put your commission, the transaction fee that's covered. If you give back to Swole gives back, all that kind of stuff. That's all for the office. So no need to mess with that tab. Hopefully Wendy will make it so that that you can't even access that. That's what I was hoping, because sometimes when it gets messed with, it throws the commission off, and then I can't fix it. Another thing I want to mention, a lot of agents, what I've done in the past, let's just say you're an agent, I know you do, you have several deals and maybe you are missing 1 or 2 documents for a file. I have been pushing them through to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and send this over and then wait for you to upload your files. And then I should go back and close that file out. What I'm finding is that it's getting overwhelming for me, where I have now all these open files that I need to go back and close. They're just hanging out there, maybe even before I started working Suite Assist. So now I'm going to try to take time to go back and close those files. So if you have files that you've been paid on and they're still outstanding, just know that I will eventually get to closing out all your documents. You can always send me an email and say, hey, can you take a look at my open files and close them out? A lot of times they will look like they're missing documents because we've made changes and they were open when the change happened. So there are blocks there that may not have the documents, but I know I wouldn't have paid you out, or I wouldn't have had sent it to Barry for payout if your documents weren't there. So just know that I'm slowly working through that, and moving forward, unfortunately, I probably won't, do that. Hey, I know you're missing the data input form, the signature on the data input. I have to hold on to it until I get the right upload done. Because if you don't do it for a few days, then I've got to remember to go back. And I have a stash that I need to go back and check. So just to make life easier and to make sure you guys have accurate numbers. And you can't have that if you still have stuff outstanding. So we're just working on getting that done. Also note, I think this is the last thing I probably need to mention. When you submit for closing, when you've uploaded all your documents, please submit your file for closing. If it is still showing active, what that tells me is that you're still working on it. So I may not check it because I see you're still working on it. If it's submitted for closing, I have your commission. I'm going to, okay, they've done all they need to do. It's submitted for closing.
Yellow.
I can start processing. So that's really important. Even if I send you an email and I say, hey, I need you to upload this, or I'll call or text you, whatever we do. Hey, I need you to upload this document and please submit your file for closing. That tells me that you got my email, you uploaded what you needed to upload, and you've submitted for closing. Then I can go and start processing. Because what happens is if you don't, I don't know that you've done your job and you've done what you need to do. And I don't want to have to spend time going through your file if it's not ready, because that's taken away from someone else's commission I could be processing at that time. Does that make sense to everyone? And even if you submit for closing, you may still be missing some documents, because truly Suite Assist is smart, but is not as smart. It doesn't know, even if it says optional, you can submit it for closing if it's not there, because it says optional. So the computer's like, oh, they don't need it. But if I check it and I say, hey, I noticed you're missing your ACUs, if let's say the ACUS is not there, I'm going to look to see the city, what city it's in, and I'll know, okay, it's not required, or new construction, or whatever the case may be. You'll still be able to submit it for closing. But if it pertains to your file, like the PICA and the PICRA, going back to that, I can't process it if I need those documents there. So if your offer said, or your contract says they require a home inspection, you need to have a PICA and you need to have a PICRA. That is just one thing that I don't know why that just really trips people up. You have to have them. You have to have them both. And if I see them missing, I will go to the contract to take a look at it just to see if that's checked, because maybe you don't need it. So, but that's how I handle that part, just to give everybody a heads up on that. So I think that is the last thing I needed to mention to everyone. Does anyone else have anything else for me? I think everybody has my phone number, but if you do not, it is 757-912-7963. You can always call me if you have any questions. You can also take advantage of, take a look at Swell Transacts and see if that helps you if it helps you help your business. Maybe this is just something you don't want to deal with because you're not the paperwork kind of agent, and that's okay. A lot of agents aren't. Swell gives you these great options. You have full service in Swell Transacts, where we'll handle the entire file for you. For a fee, you have the option of just doing SweetAssist upload, and we just upload all your documents. And you also, the sweet thing about SweetAssist and that option, you're still going to get me reviewing your documents, because I can't, if I'm uploading your documents, my OCD will not allow me to upload a document if it's not right. So I will, you still get a little more assistance in that case, because I'm going to say to you, hey, I was in your transaction desk. I know you want me to upload your DPOR, BUD, or your ACUS, lead, whatever it is, but the initials are missing here. And just know, if you decide to use that service, I'll call you, or we'll chat, and I'll say, hey, make sure you email me these documents. You just drop them in an email, and I take it from there. And you're not going to get any kind of fines. When you're ready to process commission, it's good to go. I know I said that was the last thing, but let me just say, I think Barry's email said we are in a different season of real estate. DPOR, being DPOR compliant is really good. I have a saying that everything is good until it is not good. You do not want to be standing in front of a judge with incomplete or bad paperwork. I say that because I have been to court with agents, never lost a case, knock on wood, because if you used me as a transaction coordinator, your stuff is all in order. But you want to be sure that your T's are crossed and I's are dotted, because these are legal binding documents for very big purchases, and things can get ugly. That EMD is another thing. Please, please, please get the EMD in on time. If you cannot get your EMD in on time, it is simple. Put together an amendment, have both sides sign the amendment agreeing to a new EMD date. That covers you. And when you upload into SweetAssist, you need proof of receipt from whoever's holding the EMD. Okay, DPOR is really hardcore on that, and so that Barry is very on that. So let's just, it's easy to get past that, because you give it to the closing agent. The closing agent's supposed to send a link, and then they don't send the link, and now it's 3 days past the day that it was supposed to be due. It's an easy fix, but it can't be fixed after the transaction is closed. Andy, did you have another question?
Yes, ma'am. For your number, I had one that ending in 6267. Is that correct or not correct?
I don't know whose number that might be Rachel's number, the office.
Oh yeah, they have it on a file they give me. Okay, what is it?
757
Yes, ma'am.
912-7963. And my email is Shawanda, SHAWNDA @ sellwithswell.com. Okay. All right. So yeah, you can always email me or call me. Does anyone else have anything else before we end on this Halloween?
I just have a quick question.
Yes.
I am new to Swell. I think I joined last week. But I
Okay.
do have a listing that I'm about to ratify the contract for today, I hope.
Mhm.
So, but we have to change the brokerage fee. So instead of me getting 3%, I'm gonna get 2.5. But I already uploaded all the stuff into Suite Assist. So do I just replace it? Is that fine to replace it, or do you need the old one and the new one?
No, just the most recent one is fine, unless it's gonna unless you need to prove one way or the other, the most recent one is fine. So if it's 2.5% is going to be your commission on that on the listing side, just upload that. It's perfectly okay.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. Does anyone have anything else? Okay. Well, again, you have my phone number, you have my email address. You can call or email, text, and I will get back to you and let me know if there's anything else you need. But happy home selling out there. I mean, real estate is really crazy right now. I hope that that Swell is a great fit for you guys, and that the way they're set up, they really allow you to run your business the way you want to run your business. Please take advantage of those items that don't cause you stress. As agents, we work really, really hard. I want to pay you, so I don't want to hold your commission. So please, make sure if you have any questions before we get to that stage, let us know. Okay. All right. I appreciate you guys, and I will talk to you soon. I'm going to have my next training sometime in November. But happy Halloween again to everybody. Enjoy your day. Okay. Bye.